One of the most unique accessories for the Hobie kayak is the Hobie Sail Kit. That's a really neat sail that's actually made in the sail loft where Hobie's always made the rest of their sails, Hobie 16 sails, Hobie wave sails. We make it ourselves. It's a very dynamic sail. It sails upwind and downwind really well. And one of the accessories that make the sail kit a much more usable accessory and more enjoyable accessory is this Furler kit. So I'm gonna install one today on this kayak. It's fairly straightforward. It is gonna be a little different depending on what model kayak you're using. So as I install it, I'll talk you through some of the adjustments and what to look for as you're setting it up. And we will be drilling holes in this kayak today. So there's some simple tools that you'll see I'll be using. And then also, if you're not comfortable with doing this install or drilling the holes yourself, contact your Hobie dealer. They're probably gonna be really happy to help you with this install. To be able to depower or completely roll up your sail and put it away via this furler, it's gonna make sailing your kayak much less intimidating, and I would guarantee you're gonna be using the sail a lot more often once you have this accessory. So to start, I'm gonna mount this on the mast. You'll probably have to take this Allen wrench, loosen these Allen screws from the nuts on the back. Slide this up on there. The other thing is the bottom of your mast probably has one of these caps. So if that comes off or doesn't want to go on, you can put it on afterwards. Make sure you install the mast all the way down in the bottom of the base. And then basically what you're looking for is to line this up with the side of the rail where you're going to end up mounting this block. If it's too high, the line obviously won't run very smooth, and if it's too low, it'll rub on your kayak. Once you have your spot set, just take your wrench and tighten these little screws back up. You want to take this bungee downhaul and hook it on there. And if you find, like I do, that this isn't very tight, what you can do is take and put a knot in it just to take some more slack out. Then hook it onto your system like that. The Furler kit comes with one of these eyelet posts. Just in case you don't already have one, you'd have to drill a hole and mount this anywhere you really like. I'm gonna utilize the one that's already here. The way this works, put it over, and to lock it, you have to pull fairly hard and you'll hear it snap into place, and now it's locked. And now your whole sail kit's again attached to your kayak. In the event you were to capsize, nothing can come off. To install the Fairlead, make sure your direction is correct. Your line's gonna be coming from the back of the boat, running through each of these into the furler. And you want to pick a spot that's a little bit of a diagonal. Just kind of visualize your lines coming in and exiting. Find your location. I'm going to take a smaller drill bit and just mark where these are. And then with a 3/16, I'll drill out these two holes. Test that they line up and fit. And then a Phillips head screwdriver from the top. Your washers will go on the bottom, and then the nuts are a nylock. You'll at least want to start these by hand screwdriver, just to make sure you don't strip anything or cross thread. You can use a drill if you want to finish them, but there's really not that many threads that are actually sticking through inside to the hull. Grab your line with the bungee out the back. If these are tied correctly, the small ends up front and the big ones in the back, there's a knot in the line. Basically, you're gonna be pulling these lines from your seat to adjust the furler. So I'll pop this up, slide our line up and onto our furler. This can go either way you want. So we're gonna make our way to the back of the boat and see if there's something on the kayak that already fits this bungee, or if the extra pad eye that's included in the kit will need to be utilized. So what you ideally want is this bungee and the hook to be able to hook on something, but only after it's stretched about 5 inches. So with this pad eye, I could install it right here. I would have to drill more holes and get inside the kayak to do the through bolt somehow, some way. There's a rod holder right here. So what I'm gonna actually go ahead and do is utilize this molded in threaded insert, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. In the Hobie catalog, you'll find both of these options. This is a pretty standard option, or this one's actually even bigger. If I install this here, I can run the bungee through. So I'll use the cargo space just like before. And then also there'll be room for me to attach that hook as well. If you don't have one of these eye straps available, they're usually located around the boat. And once you see what this looks like as I open it, you can open it either by using the needle nose this way, or since I'm not gonna reuse this one, you can also loosen it with traditional pliers. We'll just simply thread this out, and you can see it's a dry socket, so nothing's ever gonna leak inside the hull through there. I'll thread this one in place. This is the bungee from our furler. I'll hook that on. In order to run your cargo bungee back through here, I'll show you how to take this hook off and reinstall it. You could use a little pick to reach inside there and grab that bungee, but if you just usually push from the back, so I push from the back, get some slack here. Now take the slack, push it out the other way. And then from there I can pull this tail out. Empty the whole thing out. You can use the same technique to adjust this if you needed it to be tighter. And then when you go back in, just reverse the steps. Leave yourself a little extra slack. And then we can hook it back up. So with the system installed, you can easily reach forward, unfurl your sail, and furl it right back up. And the way this line runs along the side of my kayak, I can still use my paddle. 2 other accessories you'll probably want to consider. Off the back of the boat, I have the large rudder blade, which we call the sail blade. It's a larger blade. It'll give you a lot more authority to steer while you're using the sail. And also the Turbo Fin Kit upgrade for the Mirage Drive. If you haven't done that already, it's a larger wetted surface blades, and it should help you track straight. And in general, even if you're not using the sail, it's just a lot more fast and fun. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about your particular kayak and model setup, leave us a comment or go to hobie.com/support, search by your model kayak, and there'll be all kinds of other videos, tips, and tricks to utilize and have fun with your product.